Alright, here we are with The Fellowship of Cybertron, Season 2, Episode 9, Path of Logic, Part 3. We are in February 2020. I am Devin, playing the framework, specifically the Horizon playbook, and to my left we have X playing Y.
Tyler playing Amble, the Lantern.
Ian playing Rover, the Collector.
Peter as Vital of Nullspace, the Angel.
Mark as Jackamup, the Halfling.
Alright, team, what happened in Part 2?
What did happen?
We had a kaiju appear
Yep.
out of the water, started rampaging towards the city. We got into a bit of a brawl with it, took it down.
Realized it was infected.
We told it to go back into the sea, and it did, and then we punched it for good measure.
Although that infected thing was a big sign that something was going on, because it showed us that it was not restricted just to the laborer class.
Yes.
And it also provided some evidence that maybe the laborers were native to this planet if it was infecting other native species.
Plus, we got to be on TV. Hi, Mom!
And then you guys discovered something.
Oh, we did a whole... It was a thing where we infiltrated the ambassadorship. We broke in, grabbed the two... Went to go find the two people who had caused the... who originally presented the quarantine, and it turned out they were two sick squid people, whatever they call them.
Three
Oracles.
It wasn't a ship, it was just their apartment complex.
And so yeah, we broke in there, broke them out. It was a little ridiculous. Basically by just lying and bullshitting our way through.
Just lying.
You shall have a live grenade.
Yeah, that happened.
Yeah, that was a thing.
So you woohoo.
Here's some Energon.
Go play
Use
with it.
responsibly.
As a side note, in Transformers Animated, they introduced two Bumblebee pattern Autobots. One was squat and red and looked like Cliffjumper, and one was tall, lanky, and green and looked like Luigi, because they were Mario and Luigi. So I am just fucking waiting for you guys to get away from Path of Logic story to like the next time I can introduce Cybertronians, because it's going to be them and they're going to have your accent. Hey, it's our buddy Jackamup. He's our Autobot friend. That's exactly what you sound like.
Yeah.
Brooklyn.
They're from Brooklyn. He's
perfect.
from he's from Massachusetts. Can't you tell the difference?
I'm waiting for you guys to comment on something and be like, what are you talking about? It's a Scramble City accent. It's regional. It's like Scramble City. You know, under the adocracy of the situation.
And now we know what we have to look forward to.
Yeah, just staring down the barrel of that gun.
Now we know what we have to put down.
This game.
Alright, we gotta make sure to die at the end of this story. Big news about Fellowship. Book 3, Rebellion, is going to be released to the backers in like the next day or two, and it's going to be actually in print in like the next month.
Neat.
So the Rebellion and the Empire playbooks are going to show up.
Which I would love to play.
Yeah, because Season 3 of Transformers I've planned out is XCOM.
I mean, like, you've already seen like some of the playbooks for the fourth book, so...
Yeah, too. We've already seen little hints and pieces of them as well. But we're locked in for that Season 3 eventually, where we use the Empire and the Rebellion, and it's literally just XCOM 2. It's going to be great. It's going to be on Earth. We get to go to Earth finally. I've been waiting
I'm thinking
all this time.
I'm thinking Exile would be.
Never played Exile.
No, I meant the character book.
Oh, okay. It's like, are you talking about the Path of Exile? No. Are you talking about Jedi Exile?
That is a cool game, but it's more like Diablo.
Are you talking about TIE Fighter Pilot?
We also found out that Darkseid doctored the logs of when he showed up.
Depth charge on the dark side.
It's a Transformer!
I understand what that note means.
When you look back at your notes and you're like, what did I write?
When I look back at Peter's notes, because sometimes he has to guess what I'm saying. It's amazing.
Who's Noob?
Sexy Goblin? Yeah.
I have notes from university and I look at the page and I'm like, I clearly fell asleep in this class. Like, I'm just scribbling on it.
It's like, wow, I really phoned it in to myself.
Thanks,
like, past me was an ass.
Let's review my political notes. Oh, they're just exalted characters.
So, turns out someone's a liar.
Yeah, so now we're very suspicious of depth charge.
Because he was the one who talked to the
Well, he infected the oracles,
yeah.
and then called the quarantine. Or he called the quarantine and infected the oracles at the same time.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to be, suspicious of, dark side, it might be another tarantula situation where the ship controls him and...
Could be, but I didn't do that this time.
This time.
No.
Note to self, do that later.
Yeah, I'll definitely do it in the future. Like, you can't stop that from happening.
We did also heal one of the oracles.
Oh, that's right.
Who was
Yeah.
infected. What happened to that guy?
I mean, they're still infected
he's-
and sick, but you've stopped them from dying.
We have him in super lockdown so that no one knows that there are oracles that are
We
infected.
put in the black side.
Yeah. Well, by black site, the back corner of our
Yeah, I mean,
storage
instead of-
warehouse
through the
with a
curtains.
wall.
Yeah, we put up a curtain.
Like a
No one
black
get in
site. There's a curtain
Of course not. There's a sign.
that says, "Please do not enter. Authorized personnel only." If you're reading this sign, you are not authorized.
Check him out. Good thing I don't read.
This sign can't affect me because I can't read.
Yeah.
Your literacy has no power over me. I am illiterate.
Oh.
Probably shouldn't fuck with this formula because I don't understand how it works.
Don't do it, Devin.
What was that? Your surface laws have no effect on us illiterates.
Yeah, sure, it's fine. I was trying to preserve the previous data, but I can't. So it's fine. Anyway, the infection rate went up.
Uh-oh. SpaghettiOs.
Whether that was because of
Death rate
something we
went
did.
way down. There we go, I fixed it.
Oh yeah, we're getting to the point. Wow, that just the last time I checked, this was well under 1,000.
Well, here, I can put it back to the original.
No, I'm just
See? It was in the hundreds.
no.
Yeah.
It's
So
fine.
tripled.
Having it be thousands is perfectly acceptable.
So
Yeah, I was trying to
tripled.
change the formula to preserve the numbers that came before, but I don't know how to do that, guys.
Well, you'd have to change what number you're referring to.
Which
per
I did. I
each
put up
day.
different sets, see?
Yes, but all of those sets refer to the same number, so you'd have to have a separate column with different number in it. Blah blah. I can fix that some
We can
other
turn this
time.
into
Oh
pivot
god, let's
table.
play the game. Let's not look. I deal with Excel enough.
Guys,
You
guys,
could turn this into a pivot table.
can we play Excel the game?
I mean, that's just even line. I've done that.
Or goddamn Rollmaster.
Harn.
I mean, we've done that with Sons of Gold instead of numbers.
I thought you loved that.
It was amusing for a while, but the system itself is like,
It really cribbed you. So I'll just put the set 2 note there. So
Yeah,
set 2
yeah.
was 1.3, set 1 was 1.1. Y'all can figure that out from there.
So let's get our plans going.
Okay. I assume we're in our quarantine room.
in the CDC.
We're at the CDC.
CDC, yeah. Okay, so I guess we haven't told you guys yet.
Oh yeah, I guess I should do the whole. We zoom into the CDC. Camera screens are on. You can see, billboard kind of monitors of people protesting, talking heads, pundits, going on about the infection. So we are on day 7. Infection rate 1,800. Dead this day 88. Total dead 375.
Dang.
All of them children.
What's the population of this planet, really?
I think I said 10 billion.
We've got time.
Are you familiar with exponential growth?
Yes.
So we need to study in order to get the proper steps for a cure for this. We need to study an uninfected person all the way to death, like to getting infected to death. So,
Fortunately, we've learned that those beasts from the water also carry the infection.
yes,
So we won't have to kill a person to do this.
yes, very fortunate.
Yeah, we're all happy about that.
We are all happy about that. Rover, like, we are all happy about that.
It's like, don't worry, at the current infection rate, it will take us 76 days for everybody to die. Well, get infected.
Oh shit, yeah!
Get infected, not die. Dying is like probably way
Okay.
further down, but...
Yeah,
Well,
you have 2 months
let's-
before the entire planet's infected.
Let's,
As of this
Yeah.
morning.
okay. So,
No.
we've used some of the probes on the ship to pinpoint the location of what we hope is an uninfected beast, semi-close to the surface. We're gonna dig it out,
We're going fishing.
knock it unconscious, reel her in.
To make this clear, you're talking about in water, right? In water.
Water. It's in water.
Well,
We're gonna lure it out. Fight it.
Wasn't
Yeah.
it drilling through some sort of mountain range last time we checked?
No.
Man, Lord, shut the fuck up.
I said it's in the motherfucking water.
Commandor, fuck yourself.
I think you're thinking about the Arcturian beetles of Arcturus 2-3.
There you go. Yeah.
I can see how you get that confused.
So yeah, we're going swimming, boys.
Last time this thing came out, it headed straight for the reactor. I think they tap into the same kind of energy. So we're gonna take we're gonna take a core out of one of the reactors. We're gonna bring it over the water and see if that takes it out. Maybe it'll come to the core.
That's a good idea. Yeah.
Well, does anyone have a spare car around then?
There's
Go-
a plant right
yeah.
here.
Points in the direction of giant reactor
That
plant.
probably takes a lot of paperwork.
Also, like shutting off the power
Why-
for like half the
what
city.
did
You say as the grid around you, brown outs, flickers for it, then comes back up. Hearing the fans slow down and start to spin back up on bearings.
We don't have time for paperwork.
Yeah.
Oh, good. That's what I was hoping you'd say. Well, this ought to be good for a laugh.
Well, we'll see how this goes. Threat level increase.
Alright, how are we doing this?
So I do have one request though, just to make things a little bit more less crazy for everyone down here. Can we jury rig up some kind of temporary thing to put in its place? I mean, look, I've seen these things. The amount of power they put out is not exactly a huge deal compared to the stuff we use.
That's not a bad idea. Yeah, we could probably jury rig something up.
So
What?
Well, do we just want to get to it?
I'm thinking.
Because it's not that hard to drill.
No, he's talking.
Leaving something in place instead of just like
Oh, yeah.
ripping out a giant section of like the generator and causing massive amounts of
Yeah.
brownouts, we could put something in its place.
Why don't you lure it out with Energon? The generator tech here is
If
based
it'll-
on Energon tech.
That's true.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah, we could just lure it out with.
I mean, I always carry a fair amount of energon on me.
Yeah. Okay. Well, let's try that, and then we don't have to deal with paperwork. If that doesn't work, then we can rip out a generator. Sound good? Okay.
So shall I burn one of my halfling packed lunches?
Yeah, do that.
That is a large amount of energon.
It's not for all you guys at once.
All but one.
Do we want to burn someone else's energon?
You don't have any energy left last time I heard.
I have 2 food left.
Ah.
I have food.
I have 2 food left.
I mean, the packed lunch is a great idea because it's a big, huge amount.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
given
No, that's fair.
we
Yeah.
need a lot of fish.
Burn our resources.
I do. I'm trying to make it happen.
Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna do that. So we need.
So, this society is technically run by the barons, who are reporting to the oracles.
Yes.
Yes.
But the local power in the city is a baron.
Yes.
Yes.
Barons aren't quite as
Difficult.
bureaucratic
Yeah.
No,
as
but
the oracles.
I remember when we tried to talk to the. Recall that when we tried to talk to the person, he said it was a mess. Like
Yeah.
there's jurisdictional issues.
Right, but maybe we could convince him that sometimes it's better to beg for forgiveness than ask for permission.
True.
What are we trying to set up here?
Well, we've got to accomplish a couple things in this little lure here. One, once we get this thing up and knocked out, we've got to build some kind of protective barrier around it. That's going to take labor and that's going to take materials. Also, we want to establish some kind of transmission vector for this disease, which means getting it close to a power plant to see if there's a correlation between that
Yeah.
and the disease spreading to live flesh.
I mean-
That's going to require evacuating a section of the city around a power plant, bringing the thing in, powering it up. A lot of stuff that's going to require hands that aren't just ours.
What if we just jury rig a power plant of our own so we don't have to deal with, you know...
I mean, and if
No,
we want
we want one of the actual power plants because we don't know whether the infection's being spread. Like if we jerry rig something, we don't know if that thing we're jerry rigging is infected or not. We don't. It's
We might not make it the same way. they
yeah. We're gonna make it much better.
I mean, the other opportunity, if we want to avoid bureaucracy, is we can literally just go and talk to the labor cast. I mean, there's a fair amount of people who are not very happy with the situation right now.
did. Why not both?
Yeah. If we can get both on our side, we'll move a lot quicker. I've talked to a few of the oracles already. I could talk to some more.
Well, we're not
The
talking
oracles are
about-
not going to help.
Or
us.
sorry, not
Oracles.
oracles. Sorry, barons. I've talked to a few of the barons already. I could talk to some more.
I just don't see the point. I mean, every interaction we've had with him, with the exception of that
With
the
Baron,
the hunter lady,
the hunter
what's her
baron.
name?
Yes. Yes.
I just think we
Check
need
it
some
out.
administrative
Anissa.
clout.
Yeah. Anissa.
You've had two Baron interactions. One
Yes.
with the guy who's trying to jockey for running the planet, and one who is openly trying to help you.
Yep,
Yeah.
that's it.
I thought there was also the mayor of the town, or are they the same person?
No. No. So yeah, we'll hunt this thing down, get it out, and then talk, or should we talk first?
Well, no. We want to talk first because we want to evacuate the area
Prep
where we're
the
going to be
area.
luring it into. We want to have people ready to
Good call.
build the shelter as soon as we get the thing down, and
Okay.
we want to have that generator ready to go.
Okay. Well,
Why don't we do this up by the other dead one? That area's already quarantined.
yes, but the other dead one's already dead. We need a live one, and we need
No,
to
I
see
know.
how it gets.
It's not dead yet. We didn't
Well,
kill it.
okay. It's not fully dead yet.
But
I mean, that's a great way to infect it. That one's already infected.
I mean, I'm just saying, and that area is
Okay.
already
And it
quarantined.
is, and we do have all the paperwork, so the Shatter Dome should be finished in a week. So if we just get the paperwork to
Build
make a
another-
larger Shatter Dome or build a second one beside it, that's not a bad idea. So let's track down the mayor of, or the ruling baron of that.
What's the name of this
city.
podunk town?
What's the name of this capital?
Podunk. No, I don't know.
I don't have a city name generator.
You asked the question. You got to
No,
name
that's
it.
true. That's true. It's called the planet is called Peace City.
Peace City.
Yeah.
Okay.
You just use, Devon's idea of like, hey, you just use the planet name 01.
I know, right? I kept doing that for fucking Stars Without
Black Star,
Numbers.
yeah.
I never stopped doing it.
It was
It's like playing Alpha Centauri. What's the city name?
Ah, fuck
Zone
you.
1, Zone 2, Zone 3, Zone 4.
Yeah, when I started playing Stellaris, and it's like, oh, I can customize all this stuff, and then I got to my second planet, I'm like, fuck you, game. Eat a dick. I'm not naming all this shit.
Cold.
These people aren't real people, they're servants. Fuck this huge galaxy.
I have like 600 planets in 18 sectors.
I'm not gonna customize and touch every single one. Oh my god.
So I am going to reveal the way.
All right, what does that happen?
I'm gonna give these guys some advice.
Okay.
So you guys are gonna go talk to the Baron. Now we know that these Barons are interested in power. You gotta appeal to that base instinct. They're only using the oracles because they think the oracles will get them what they need. So you gotta convince this guy that if he acts in our interests right now, it'll lead to more power for him in the long term.
Okay.
Get him to consolidate. Make him realize that if he demonstrates strength now in this crisis, he'll emerge as or she will emerge as the leader amongst the barons and be in a position for sort of the upper echelons once this is all taken care of.
I like the way you think, yeah.
Did we promise that to the person that's already running for the leader of the...
Yeah, well,
Barons?
that person is
So-
a creep, and who cares? Whoever gets shit done sooner.
We're not going to live here. Who cares?
Yeah. Does it matter how, like, if we save lives, does it matter who
Plus-
saves those lives?
Also, like, plus having multiple of these guys in as a power means they're never actually going to consolidate, which is great from my perspective.
Yes.
Now, before we break and go our separate ways, let's just make sure we're on the same page. What are you guys asking the Baron to do?
We need a secondary quarantine facility or a larger quarantine facility. Either or doesn't really, however he gets it done or she gets it done, doesn't matter. We need this city evacuated and quarantined.
Well, and we'll do it in the area where we already have the quarantine set up.
I mean, if you
And we need
evacuate
them to
this...
leave the power generator with the
On.
lights on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But if you evacuate the city, there won't be need for quarantine because there won't be anyone to
Well, no one
quarantine
needs,
it.
like, quarantine it off so no people come back to the city while it's evacuated. Like, we don't want people raiding the city and, you know, poking around at stuff they shouldn't be poking around.
And we're going to go convince the laborers to go along with this because right now they're not super inclined to follow the Baron's directives.
Yeah, so if you two go and take, because you have a good rapport with the laborers, as do you, take Andre, who can translate for you, or take Christine, yes, Catherine. Yes,
All right.
take Catherine with you.
Well, we got a plan and time is a factor, so let's break.
Perfect.
Okay, so which side do we start with?
Let's do these guys.
Okay.
All right, so who are you going to meet with? Who do you want to talk to?
The Baron in charge of
This city.
Peace City. Yeah.
Like the one you guys are working on, or the one that you're going to send the kaiju to?
The kaiju, we currently have a kaiju in Peace City right now.
Yep, a shadow dome is being built
Yes.
around it and will be done on the 14th.
So we're gonna bring a second one there.
Okay.
So we need to talk whoever the highest ranking Baron in Peace City is.
But not the one for the planet, who you guys found out was a psychopath.
Yeah, not the one for the planet, just the one for the city who has full jurisdiction. I assume it's like
like a
a
whole-
mayor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like a
I'm
whole-
equating it to a mayor versus a prime minister versus a.
Okay, and you want him to lock the capital city down?
Well, is this the
Evacuate
capital
it, then
city?
lock it, then give it...
Is this the capital city?
Yeah, you got the CDC
Did we
center
establish
is- yeah, the
that
CDC
Peace
is
City?
the capital city. It's where the space elevator is.
I thought
That would be
Peace.
hard.
I thought Peace City was like on the ocean, and we were in a separate
Oh,
city,
the one
and we
where the
drove
monster
to.
is?
Yeah.
Okay, you're right.
Yeah.
That is right.
Okay. Sorry. Thank you, because that
Yeah.
definitely does change the plan. if-
There's like 2 billion
So-
people living here.
yeah. So this is just a city on the ocean, like a random city, and we want the guy in charge of that city,
Okay.
not the guy in charge of the capital that we're in currently.
Gotcha.
Okay.
Now I understand. You're going to lure another Titan here
To the same city.
for the shadow.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. So yeah. So that guy or girl.
All right. So, what is the name of the Baron that is the administratum for this city?
Letnev.
Letnev? Let's go with it.
Okay. So, you guys want to meet with them? You
Yup.
two, Viator and Jakima?
Rover.
Oh,
Yep.
Yeah, we're dealing with the Lord.
It is.
Yeah, we're higher class people. They're lower class.
We're functionally exempt.
Function exempt. All right. All right. So, what was the name of that baron?
Letnev?
Letnev. Okay. So, what did I say? City Administorum or whatever? Yeah. City Administorum Letnev. She will meet with you. Like, not in person. That's insane.
Squish.
She'll meet you on a screen. She'll talk to you on a screen.
Yeah.
She'll have a video conference with you.
Why?
No, wait, no. She'll meet you in person. It's
Yeah, I
insane
was
not
gonna
to
say,
meet you in
why
person.
would she not meet us in person?
Well, because she's going to do illegal stuff, so she needs to not be on camera.
Yes.
They can just meet you.
Well, she doesn't know she's gonna do illegal.
No, she knows she is. Before she meets you.
She sounds intelligent. I like her.
Competent.
She sounds competent and good. She knows we're about to do illegal
Just,
things.
we're doing encrypted channels, guys. That's how it always works.
I like that. So what illegal stuff are we about to do? How do you know we're doing illegal stuff? Giant alien robots.
Because I'm here and I have some legal stuff for you to do.
It's like, you guys are working war crimes.
What's a Geneva Convention?
I think we blew that up.
Alright. So, what was her name? Not Lev?
Letnev.
Letnev. Okay. So, yes, same sort of setup. Top of a tower somewhere. Big courtyard to talk in. Because it just, in my mind, it's goofy if you two are like walking around a courtyard and she's on like a hover balcony that's hovering beside your heads. It just seems stupid.
But also
So you're saying that Yoda was stupid in his little left
Yoda
turn.
was stupid. Yeah. Yeah, Yoda sucked.
Damn those Muppets.
I'm just saying, man, he let so much shit happen that was real obvious to anyone who knows how people look when they're feeling feelings like rage and shame and hiding a secret and like sweating in front of him when they're face to face in a room together talking about feelings.
Goodbye, Chewbacca. I shall sequester myself, or,
Good relations with the Wookiees I have.
they think I'm cute.
Yoda's just like, or Chewbacca's like, I fucking ate that goblin.
Yoda's good for eating frogs.
Baby being green. Anyway, so yeah, we'll do that same. She's meeting you in her building and talking to you.
Perfect.
She is a baron, which were what, crow
No,
simians?
the crow apes. Yeah. Yeah.
Crow simians. So she has that same design, lots of cybernetics, jewelry, clothing that's ostentatious and stuff. That looks kind of like a decorative spacesuit.
Neat.
Very cool.
Cybertronians,
Yes.
Greetings.
come here to ask something of me.
I'm glad you're smarter than some of the barons we've met before.
Nah.
Playing it up to. Yes. We need your help with a very urgent matter.
Well, lay it out.
We would like, rather, we need this city to be evacuated, quarantined, and either a larger blast shatter dome, or a second shatter dome to be built, as we are soon to be bringing in a second monster.
What do you mean by bring?
We have found one sleeping under the surface, fairly close. We believe it is uninfected, so we will be bringing it here to infect it.
What do you mean by bring it?
Well,
Be specific.
we're going to lure it out and beat it down, trap it, and drag it here.
All right. Give me the whole thing one more time now that you've told me all the details, just from the top.
Okay. We need the city
We
evacuated.
need the city evacuated.
Yes. We need the city quarantined so people don't come to the city and loot or cause trouble or
You need
meddle
the city
with things.
quarantined so people don't come to loot or steal things or meddle.
Yes. Not liking the vibe she's giving off here.
The sass.
Then we need a larger Shatter Dome or a second Shatter Dome.
You need a larger Shatter Dome or a second Shatter Dome.
And old fast. And that's all we need from you.
And what was that last part about the monster?
We're bringing a second monster
You're
here.
luring it.
Well,
Just from the top.
luring is a loose term. We're gonna drag an unconscious monster
You're
here.
going to drag an unconscious monster here.
Yes.
I can do that.
Perfect.
If
Mm-hmm.
you can do something for me.
What do you need?
Oh, I want my family evacuated from this planet. And you have a ship. And guns. A gunship.
I mean, Rover, you do have,
Yeah.
quarters for organics.
We do have. How many in your family?
200.
200?
How big are
Like,
they?
we could leave the servant and the servant families behind, but I'm just used to them now.
Yes, I think so. As long as it won't arouse any suspicions, we can do it very quickly.
Perfect. As soon as it's done, I'll put the quarantine in place.
How soon can you get your family in one location?
I'd like to point out,
Pretty soon.
just to make this really clear, if anything comes off the planet, Depth Charge will shoot the snot out of it.
Depth Charge won't know that it's coming off the planet if I use my
Oh,
internal gate.
Okay, that is for you getting your gear here.
If they go into my...
They have to go into your collection first for you to be able to retrieve it.
Well, take out your Pokeballs and come on, clamber on
It
here.
is not an instant teleporter. We talked about this.
Have we? I don't
They've
remember.
agreed they're joining my collection.
They have to go in the collection for you to retrieve them. You have to get them to your collection first.
Okay.
So make
You
it
have to get the
comfortable.
tattoo tattooed onto you before you can summon the tattoo.
Okay.
And take a little brandy guy on each one of them.
Fine.
If she evacuates her family, it's a sign of weakness. That's not what she wants to do. It shows that she has no confidence in her own ability to manage the crisis.
I have no confidence in my ability to manage this crisis, so we're going to abandon this planet before they all die. It's a sign of weakness. But I won't care because they'll be dead and I'll be in space. How do you like that?
That's fair. How are you going to manage and get things done while you're in space? That will arouse too much suspicion.
I'll just pay a doppelganger to sign off on all the paperwork.
Will that work?
You've been talking to him the whole time. I have an earpiece on.
So that's why you were
Good enough
repeating,
for me.
So that's why you were repeating everything so loudly.
No, it's actually negotiation tactics 101. Whenever someone gives you an offer, you just repeat the offer back at them and then let them sit in silence and stew on it. It's just negotiation tactics from a book.
Very well.
Damn those
Googling
books.
that?
Nope, I'm adding a note. Letniv, Mayor of Peacetown. Kind of a dick, reads books.
She's not even kind of a dick. She's just like, yeah, alright, get me off of this shithole planet.
Okay. Yeah, we can get you. You're switching to Cybertronian. You're capable. How many can you fly at a time?
One Cybertronian. And
You don't have a hold?
No.
How do you collect things?
You have a vehicle? A cockpit? A pilot seat?
Wait. He can carry one Cybertronian?
Yes.
How many can you carry?
What? None?
What?
I can't carry any Cybertronians.
No. But how many people can you carry?
I could probably carry a bunch, I assume.
Well, there you go. He carries you, you carry them.
Oh, you can carry a Cybertronian?
I suppose, but going to our ship, that will take probably a few days because it's kind of high in the orbit.
You can't fly that fast? Man, I thought you flyers were a little better than that.
I think you're gonna have to negotiate.
You know how big space is, right?
Yeah. Okay.
Escape velocity is pretty darn fast. I don't know what it is on this planet. You're probably able to do the calculations better than I could.
What if... Sorry, how fast did you say you could get your family, all 200 of you, in an area? A day?
2
Less
days.
than a day? 2 days.
The calendar.
Okay.
And once they are successfully evacuated and we have confirmation everything's hunky dory, I'll start all the process for the sign-offs and stuff and have it all happen.
Okay, I will message you. I will come back later today and let you know the results. Is that fair?
Results of what?
Well, how it's going to go down and where to send your family for in 2 days.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not shutting the city down until that happens. I'm holding it hostage. Compliance is contingent on receivement of goods and services.
Switching back to subject. Are you okay with this, or...
Well, that does sound quite logistically hard. I mean, if she's already using a doppelganger to sign everything, maybe it would be easier to just use a doppelganger.
Doppelganger doesn't have my codes if you're thinking of rubbing me out.
Yeah. No, we'll...
She doesn't know
If you-
Cybertronian, but you can tell he's
Yeah.
like, can't we just cut out the middleman? Solve for X.
Tell you what.
We make
we'll
Y
start-
0 and solve for X.
We'll start working on our end. You start working on paperwork to, as a sign of good faith, to make the Shatter Dome larger or get a second Shatter Dome. Because that should be fairly easy.
No, I can have it all lined up and ready to go.
Perfect. So as a sign of good faith, get that ball rolling. And we will get back to you later today as to where to send your family and all the logistics thereof.
Perfect.
Okay? Okay, we will... And then switching to you. So, I think we'll... If we can get a shuttle down here, one shuttle should be enough to fit 200 people in it. We get one of the shuttles from the ship, comes down, picks up some people, goes back up.
Gets shot down.
I have some sway with General Grieve, who's in charge of the blockade under depth charge. Yes, we let depth charge know
have
we
you
are
met-
taking some things off this planet and not to shoot our ship down, and he should not shoot our ship down.
So, let me put it this way. Is that on comms?
Yeah, it's on comms.
Okay, so you just hear Giacomo just give out a belly laugh that's just like just continuous. Oh, that's a good one. Convince depth charge to not enforce a quarantine. Oh, that's so. So what's the real plan?
Well, hopefully talk to depth charge, and
I mean,
Oh, you're serious?
an alternative will be to put them in the shuttle and then simulate zero-G with some sort of visors on the screens
that's true.
to make them think they're in space.
That's true. Yeah.
It's a long journey. It's going to be a few months to just have them in the shuttle on Earth.
Yeah. No, that's true. That could work. We could dupe them. I'm okay with that if depth charge won't let us.
Can you establish maybe a one-shot Earth bridge?
No, I don't think that's possible. But
You can bring avocado in, have them pick them up one by one.
no, I don't think that would work. Doesn't quite. My ground bridge doesn't quite work that way.
For reasons I can't articulate.
For fuck you, get your own ground bridge and then come talk to me.
Power word, teleport.
Yeah,
Is that a thing?
probably.
It's a bit loosey-goosey with the words.
Okay.
They do what they say, but
Yeah. Anyways, that's us.
Well, maybe we'll have better luck.
Hopefully. Good luck to you guys.
Why are we evacuating the city anyway?
Because we're bringing in another giant monster, and the city's also super infected because of the spewing. Like, I point around to, like, the still burning city, and the, like, just terrible.
I mean, that's what the Shadow Dome's for.
No, the Shadow Dome's just going over the monster.
So you don't see the small problem with evacuating the city that's already got a ridiculous infection rate?
It'll spread infection everywhere.
Yes, but that's why you guys come in, is you're going to figure out where to evacuate the city to in a safety zone.
So we need to make like a refugee camp.
Yeah.
Send them to the capital city. That's infected too.
No. Send it. You need to make a refugee camp in the middle of nowhere.
Why don't we just make it in the city? I mean,
It's like,
Do we need to evacuate the city?
I mean, you either have a quarantine going on in this city, and we just avoid that area.
Well, that's fair. Okay.
We gotta stop the laborers from traveling.
Yeah, we got to quarantine. Okay, we won't evacuate the city. We just quarantine it.
Yeah, and
Okay.
get away from the areas
Okay.
by the river.
Okay. Well, that's easy enough to change when I go back and talk to Letnev. But yeah.
If we go back and talk to
If we go back. Well, we should, and just as...
I mean, the other way to do it would just be to build the Shadow Dome and basically say, yeah, okay, stop us.
Well, true, but I don't think we want to do that yet.
Alright, well, if you think of a way to get Letnev's people up.
it's like, Mr. Collector, can't you use one of your useful things to build a Shadow Dome?
I could, but...
There we go. So why do we
That
need
would be using gear, which would be much less efficient.
Just imagine tossing out a Pokeball over the thing and having...
Alright, let's go talk to the unwashed masses.
Sounds good. Alright, so yeah.
Where are you going? What are you doing? Who are you talking to?
Yeah, what's the next step for you two?
So yeah, well, I mean, it seems to me we generally got a few people we know who are kind of... we've went out and had a discussion with people who kind of know things, and
Sure.
Christine already introduced us, so we'll try and set up another meeting, and try to explain to them what's going on.
Okay, you want to meet with laborers?
Yeah, like they're local union leaders.
And we'll
Or
definitely
the
have
equivalent thereof.
Christine and the translator as well.
Okay.
Catherine.
Sorry. Oh, I'm going to keep doing that, sorry. Catherine.
Alright, you guys meet out at a sort of, bar/communal meeting area for the laborers. It's large, it can fit you guys inside because you're not super big for Cybertronians, I don't think.
Nope, I'm pretty small.
For a Cybertronian?
Like a little on the big side.
Okay, well, it's a little tricky then, but it's a barn basically. They're like a couple barns stacked together with multiple floors to them and higher ceilings. And wait, do they know that you're Cybertronians, or are you using your holograms, your hollow matter avatars?
I don't think there's any reason to hide it. We
We
did
want
last
to be,
time.
we want to be Cybertronians for this.
Yeah, we kind of sort of abandoned the idea of lying to them because
Well, remember they distrust foreigners?
they do, but like we're trying to present ourselves.
Yeah, they do. For good reason.
Yeah.
They celebrated Thanksgiving once. Okay. Yeah, so you've been able to kind of gather the ear of a group of laborers. There's 20, 30 of them. They're just kind of hanging out here as you guys saunter on into the barn. There are chemical lights everywhere, like, jars that are full of, like, weird stuff that give off lighting. There are solar panels on the barn, and you can see that they have generators kind of stacked under the floor. Yeah, serving food, art on the wall, that kind of thing. By the way I just described that scene, someone was talking about how to set scenes for gaming, and it's like all the fucking old books about gaming are like, the DM's talks like this. It's like, the castle walls wind in front of you, a windy gale blows through, disturbing centuries of dust and mystery. And like, yeah, no one ever fucking talks like that in the games. Exactly what I described. So it's like, yeah, there's like art on the wall and they're serving food.
It's a tavern.
It's a barn.
Paint your own picture.
Spanky's Liquor Barn.
Yeah, it's like, Someone's like, that's exactly how every game goes, and no one wants to admit it.
Of course.
Everyone's making Monty Python references. No, wait. Yeah, all right. So yeah, we'll say so.
Okay, tumor.
It's a silly place.
So we are there. So we got a little bit of news on what's going on, and in regards to this this plague, and we've got some unfortunate stuff we got to bring up with you.
Y'all got a raw deal.
No, it's not going to be news to you.
No shit.
Wait, our lives are bad?
They're all staring, listening intently.
We arrived on this planet recently, taking a bit of a look around, and I gotta say, I don't like what I'm seeing. Seeing a lot of people oppressed, a lot of people under the boot heels, a lot of people being kept down, and that doesn't sit right with me.
No, it doesn't sit very well at all. And the people who, those Oracle guys and the Barons don't seem to be exactly to give too many craps about the regular people out here.
You got a crisis going on. People are getting sick. People are dying. What are they doing about it? Getting caught up in bureaucratic red tape.
So we wanted to talk with you about what's going on and level with you and sort of try and minimize any problems. So you know that big thing that came in a couple months ago. You must have seen us on the news.
They look at the Titan.
Yeah. So we found the Titan was infected with the disease that's been going around.
Someone kind of half-heartedly goes, but the news says that it only affects the laborers.
Yeah. Yeah, Jack 'em up chuckles and just like,
Yeah, we got a theory about that. We think it doesn't just affect the laborers. We think it affects the natives of this planet.
also.
How could that be? Laborers are getting sick, and we're a servant class brought aboard their colony ark.
Yeah, look, we know. Yeah. If in case you didn't know, we don't exactly buy that stuff either. In case it's not really obvious. I know my face isn't exactly a bastion of emotive expression.
All right, the Cyclops eye. I'm like, your face is fair. Oh, right.
Your face is fairly terrifying.
Damn robots.
It's a flashlight head.
So, here's the good news. Because we know that these things have been infected from the one we were able to look at, we can do a process and look at the infection rates. Well, we can't. I just sort of point over at the actual doctors who are here. Well, they can, but we need to get one that's some people who are not infected and infect them. And by that we mean the Titan, because that's the only most sensible way of doing it without hurting anyone who's sentient. So.
We're looking to help, but we can't do it on our own. We need cooperation.
Specifically, there's two things I think that would help a lot. Our plan currently is to take one of these Titans, go to around the area that's already been wrecked up and people are keeping away from. I hope that people are keeping away from, down by the docks. We'll take it down, lure it there, take it down, and study it, and get the infection vectors.
Like, what do you want out of those people, guys?
Yes, we're getting to that. We're just giving them the
they're
knowledge.
listening. You're gonna go to Titan here.
We're gonna go to Titan here and kick its ass. You know we can do it. Right in the same area before. That's where we're gonna put our bait, so there's no issue. So we want to let you guys know that's the plan. Now here's the other thing. The Titan that came here that smashed everything up was heavily infected. I don't know if you've been keeping track, but the infection rate of this city is very, very high.
Official reports put infection rates below 1,000. The Death toll has even breached 500.
And how much stock do you put in that?
I was kind of looking at you.
Yeah.
Like a lot of them, like they all kind of the same. They have the same motion where they all kind of just roll their head over to look at you.
Yeah.
But traveling to other areas, especially to do the jobs required of you right now by the is a very bad idea because a lot of people in this area are infected. We're trying to arrange the obvious thing to do would be to quarantine off the city, but your grand leaders aren't exactly the most forthright with information or will anything. So we're hoping to convince some of you here not to travel if you possibly can, and to avoid those areas where we're going to have to bring this thing in.
A lot of the work we do has to run 24/7 in shifts.
Who are you working for?
The administratum.
And what would happen if you stopped working?
There's probably some deliberation happening because of a strike, an illegal strike.
It's the best kind of strike.
Well, I don't know about that one, but yeah, I think that having the infection rates be, I think you'd probably save a lot of lives in the long run. If we can keep this from getting too bad and get the cure going, then well.
Look, the work you're doing.
There's something we need from you.
There always is.
There's a droid brain in this city that controls the policing units. Take it out.
It's like
Where's the brain?
it's like Cybertronian. Can we?
Poor imitation of life.
They like roll out a map they've made of the city that has like schematics and stuff on it, like over like a double-decker like big bench table, and they just kind of show buildings that has like the access for it and stuff, and where it's kind of centrally located.
So we can do this for you, but we want to do it. I'm starting to use your accent.
You started to imitate it.
We're talking to a labor union, so naturally it just goes to a northeastern accent because, of course,
But we're going to do it smart.
Unionized.
We're taking a Titan into this city anyways. There's going to be some collateral damage. Now, if this Titan were to happen into that droid brain and take it out, that would be a real tragedy, but completely unavoidable.
The droid brain will have to go down before you or the Titan here, so they can strike and not be in the city.
Oh, good point.
And it won't be. It's not in the city. It's basically there's a central city for these beach areas, and that's where the central processing is.
So it's something we can probably do now.
Yeah, if you can go destroy it, they'll start a full-on strike. If they don't have N209 shooting them, because that's what their police force is. It's those N209 drones that turn into cop cars.
Yeah, we bumped into one of those.
Yeah, we bumped into a few of them.
They're so friendly.
Let's see.
So
Destroy the oppressive, mindless enforcements of the oppressive regime. I mean, that sounds like a good time to me.
So what will you do exactly once this brain goes down?
We'll strike. Refuse to work.
We're gonna need a little more than that. If we're gonna go in this, we gotta go all in together. I gotta know that you're gonna have our back if we're gonna have yours.
We can disrupt the work and the utilities in this area. It's not going to get much farther than us. Not unless you're willing to take out the entire security net.
That may not be necessary. We'll see how things develop.
I really hope it's necessary.
But if we can control this area, if you can stop travel, self-impose a quarantine, we might have a chance at licking this sickness.
Take out the central control unit, and we can do the rest from our end.
Well, sounds like we got some work to do.
Sounds good to me.
All right.
Okay, we meet back up with you guys.
Okay.
Okay, well, sounds like, I assume
Yeah,
you were on
relayed
comps,
information.
or, yeah, you relayed information. and we relayed
I
information.
mean, no, if you want to disturb the power balance here, we don't declare a vote of no confidence, and that would.
Why does your hologram look like Jar Jar?
That's how Rover normally looks.
What? Rover ain't saying a vote of no confidence. Okay. First things first. I mean, can we talk to depth charge?
I mean, we can try, but I'm going to tell you, that is not... If you're going to try and tell him, don't blow up the ship when he said he was going to blow up the ship, that's not good. That may not work so well.
Well, we could use that as leverage, because we know he's hiding something. So we could use that as leverage to talk to him and ask him kind of like, hey, we know you're hiding something. We know you infected these.
We don't want to tilt that hand just
I don't
yet.
think that's a leverage. You think of an opposite of a leverage.
That's an escalation.
Fair.
If you want leverage, we'd have to find Waspinator.
Okay.
That would be leverage.
Which is something you should probably do.
Yes.
Uh,
Should we look into that sooner than later? Because that might ease up
Sooner than
things.
later might be good. Okay. Well, I like your idea of we put him on a shuttle, we simulate going to the ship, and we just go to the other side of this planet, hide somewhere. They don't know the difference.
I mean, I think this is a crazy idea because they're actually... The Barons are actually fairly technological, have a fair amount of...
You think they're
tech.
smarter than our tech?
I don't think they're smarter than our
your,
tech,
What's
but
your
I think...
game plan? Like, walk me through this.
I don't know. Like, we need their help. What, you want me to go back there and be like, no?
No. We don't need their help. We need a quarantine. We can get it one of two ways.
Okay.
One way seems like an option. The other way seems like a good way to get a lot of people shot out of the sky.
I mean,
Okay.
And can you duplicate can you tack up a Shatter Dome? Because if you could do that and we could just rely on the laboring cast, then it really doesn't matter.
The whole reason of the shadowing problem is the one that you have the plans for already signed off on by the Oracle, so they streamlined it. They sped up the process for you.
No, he's saying, can't I build a shadow dome?
Yeah, and if you build it, it won't be to their standards, which means they'll have to approve all the schematics and the steps you do beforehand. It'll add time, but it'll happen.
Yeah.
It'll add some more days to the
Well,
project.
yeah, I just meant like cheating.
Yeah.
Using like a gear use.
I don't know if we can just add schematics to the...
Well, I mean, I don't know what you've got on your gear list. The Collector could do some weird
Well,
shit.
the problem is not about making the Shatter Dome. The problem is the oracles.
Yes. I do have something that could work for that. But
what is the problem with the
oracles?
With the oracles? Well,
If I build a shatter dome, they're going to say it's not up to standards. We need to survey it. We need to check it, and it'll take a week to survey and check and look over how
Okay,
it
but
was
what
built.
if we don't care? Have you considered the possibility of not caring?
Yes, then they
cost
will
us a terrible.
it will. Yeah, it will up the outside
Cause problems.
outside of character. It will up the threat level. In character, we don't want to piss off the oracles more.
So we
'Cause we're
don't
trying
piss
to-
them off. We let them do their inspections. But while they're inspecting, we go about doing actual meaningful work.
I don't know if they'll let us bring the monster. Well, if we bring the monster in there, it's just going to piss them off more while they're inspecting it. I agree with you. I can.
There's
Okay.
no law against bringing...
Okay.
Okay.
have
Here we go.
a week before the Shatter Dome's built.
I
if we
have-
build the second one and do the inspection in the meantime.
I can, if need be, forge some paperwork. It's a little tricky, but I can do it this one time. That would speed things up.
Sounds
But
like a plan.
I could forge paperwork for something else in the future. So, do we want to use it now?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, we do have some oracles over here that are kind of amicable. Maybe if they'd sign up on the agreement.
I like that idea better.
And we've already seen from what these oracles do that if one oracle says something, all the rest of them will just accept it.
Yes.
Yeah.
I like this. I like that. We go over to where the oracles are in their personal quarantine area.
Okay.
Greetings.
They're looking at you.
We need you
Jellyfish
to
spiders that they are.
sign off on some paperwork.
What kind of paperwork?
A shatter dome.
Could you show me the schematics? Are they pre-Oracle designated standard patterns?
Yes, sure. Just sign
They
here.
are because they actually because of the.
Oh, it's a forgery?
I'm not doing I'm just holding open. I'm pushing all the schematics backwards.
Yeah, no, they're going to take the data from you and look at the data.
It's just a standard like shatter dome that we designed because we're intelligent.
Well, also
Okay,
you
so
have the
that means it
copy.
hasn't been signed.
Or it's just
Yeah.
a duplicate of the original,
No,
like the one that's
but
already
we can't
signed.
make the original. We have our own technology.
Yeah,
It's
that's-
standard Autobot shatter dome, not standard
Yeah.
Oracle shatter
Yes,
dome.
and Autobots are Star League members, therefore it's standard Star League approved.
Yeah, no. If you made a really good forgery, though.
I could, but then I could just forgery their signature too, but I don't want to.
What was the criteria you used to make the decision to enforce quarantine?
Oh, the disease could jump through multiple life forms from different biospheres, and we were infected.
So, because you were infected, you locked down the area in which the infection was.
Yes.
So, if there was another area of infection, you would also lock down that area.
Yes.
So, if there was a source of infection in this city, you would lock down this city.
Yes.
There's a source of infection in this city.
Yes.
Can you lock down this city?
Yes.
Could you put that in writing?
They actually they go on a pad and kind of bring up the original quarantine order they signed for this entire planet.
They
The
don't
area has been quarantined.
they don't have they're not planetary authorities. They're members of the Star League. The planetary authorities in the city are the Barons. All right, so
Look, signing this is a.
What else would they want?
spend your key, or just what do they want?
I can't deal with these yes or no.
Is there a way to expedite review of these?
The review was expedited because you got it from the old mech trooper, like the old Titan Hunter.
Yes, but now we have our own.
I'm going to speak clearly to them.
There we go.
Speak softly is what stat?
Oh.
Wisdom.
I have no idea.
Sorry, talk sense is various.
Speak softly is wisdom.
Okay. That makes this 11.
Nice.
So I get to ask them
questions.
3 things, and one of them is in order.
Okay.
What can you tell me about the process for getting a shadow built?
They need standardized pattern templates and schematics that have been approved by the Oracle League in association with, because this is for keeping the quarantine in place, it has to go through the quarantine authority for the Star League.
So you mean death charge?
Yeah, he has to sign off, as do Oracle constructors.
So we could fax him the plans, and he could look at them and go.
And you get half the signature you need. There's always an Oracle involved.
So if they sign it and Depth Charge signs it, it's good.
Yes.
Okay, so Depth Charge will sign whatever the fuck we want.
Yeah, he really doesn't care. He doesn't care.
I'm going to order them to sign the papers then.
Alright, they do it.
Okay.
Boop.
What should I be wary of when dealing with them?
With the Oracles?
Yes. With these 3 specifically.
They're already shown that they're capable of deceiving. which was something that you didn't think it was a question whether or not oracles could lie, but now that these ones are doing it, it seems super weird for how their biology works.
The invention of lying.
They're twisting around how their natural kind of decision-making process works.
Deviants, I see.
Kill them now.
So you've got the best relationship with Depth Charge, right?
Oh yeah, we go way back.
Right. You want to get him to sign these plans?
Yeah, I could probably get him to do that. I mean, just because he doesn't care. So yeah, basically, it's just, now there's one thing I know that Depth Charge likes: it's punctuality. So quick message: dealing with plague. Require Shadow Dome to contain to analyze. Please sign off as quarantine head. Document standard Shadow Dome template attached.
Hugs and kisses. Jack.
Let's have a beer later.
Right.
Jack him up.
Okay. I don't remember what the really creepy music was for this fucking guy, but whatever. Cuts to Depth Charge. He gets a thing. He just taps and signs off on it. Doesn't really even look at it.
Okay, we got our Shadow Dome. Now let's go smash a brain.
You can fabricate a Shadow Dome, right?
Yeah, I'll fabricate a Shadow Dome and then talk to the Baron, and while you guys...
I mean, we don't need...
We gotta go kill a giant brain.
You guys kill a giant brain?
Why aren't you coming with us?
Oh, I guess I can come with you. That's fair.
Again, there's no need for us to talk with Letnev. We don't need anything because the laborers will organize the quarantine themselves.
I don't... Okay.
Is this what we're assuming?
Oh no.
You don't need her anymore.
Okay. We should end things amicably rather than angrily.
But what if she doesn't go for it, and we'll have to load on the shuttle and get her to be shot down on the way
Then
out?
she gets shot down on the way out.
What are you gonna say to her exactly?
I don't know.
No
What would
deal.
you say?
You're asking for my advice?
Sure.
Look, she's demonstrated what she wants. She wants her and her family to be safe.
Yeah.
She thinks the best way to do that is to get them off planet. That's not an option. You give her the second best thing. You fabricate some kind of villa off in the countryside, safe from all the infection. They can hole up there, promise that we'll keep her safe. It's not what she wants, but it's a good alternative.
Don't you have some cryopods? You just put them all in.
And plus, we have the first testing kits.
Yes.
There's no need to go for the stick when we can offer a carrot.
Yep. Okay, I agree. We'll do that then. But let's kill Brain first. A fake robotic brain.
Yeah, of course.
No, you should talk to her first. Tell her to get out of the city.
Okay. Very well. Do you want to come with?
I don't think I should be seen to.
That's fair. I wasn't talking to you. As he says apologetically, like, yeah, you're...
No, that's fair.
Looks at Jack him up, covered in, like, mud, probably.
Nah, kid, I think you got this.
Okay. Very well. I go back to Letnev's place as these three move into place to go beat up a robotic brain. A not live robotic
guys,
brain.
it's a server in a building.
I mean, you say that, and then we
They
discover...
well, they called it a brain, so we just sort of...
So
They're organics,
it's a
right?
droid control unit.
But what if it's really a Waspinator that's
It isn't
plugged
really.
in?
It isn't. It's just a building. All you guys gotta do is bomb the building.
Are there people in the building?
Obviously.
Out. Yeah, there's people working in the goddamn
Hold the
building.
fire alarm.
We'll handle it. We'll figure it out.
Alright, it's not. This isn't like a whole adventure. It's just
Do you
figure
need
it
me
out.
there?
Evacuate the building, blow up the building, don't get caught.
Okay. I won't be there because then there's one less person to run away from the scene as a giant robot.
Right?
Sound fair?
I think I may have this. I got an idea.
Okay.
It's
Are
very
you gonna
clever.
go into your alt mode because you're a robot in disguise, more than meets the eye? Drive into the building with a bunch of goddamn oil barrels full of napalm in it, drop them off, fertilizer, and fucking letters from the Oklahoma City bomber, blow that building up and leave in vehicle mode?
No, actually, I was going to go in. Well, I also want to get them out, right? So my plan was actually to go in there and tell them that the building has been needs to be evacuated immediately due to a falling meteorite or something equally ridiculous.
I mean, not to tell you guys how to do it, but if like Peter or fucking Tyler threw this at me, I'd be like, I call in a bomb threat, then I bomb the building.
Right.
Essentially.
A, B.
I do
I mean,
what I
it's
said
on
I
them
would.
if they don't, cooperate.
Oh, actually, so I'm going to use a relay a comm thing, and we're going to set up, and Mega Blaster is going to issue the bomb threat because they don't know him. They
don't know him. You can't use any of your technology to change your voice.
Well, this is much. Actually, yeah, that's actually.
I mean, the standard.
No, it's good. It's funny. You're like, I gotta disguise my voice so they don't trace it back to me.
I mean, just do a holo projector.
Yeah, that's true.
What do you think it talks like, us Transformers?
It's like no, it just appears like just a one-eyed Scotsman with a demo thing.
Rebecca. Put a hologram of a giant lizard over top of you, jump on the side of the building, and punch it till it falls over. Rampage?
Yeah, we got it.
So basically, phones. You bloody idiots! I'm gonna blow up the building.
Just record that. Keep that for later. A man who's not afraid to cry. Okay, you call a bomb threat, so they start evacuating the building.
Yeah, and I'm
Call it a
gonna.
bomb threat.
Yeah, and I'm gonna be a big hero and just sort of rush in. I'm here to help with the evacuation. Yeah,
Hero man.
drives in with like a bomb basically, and yeah, we'll blow up the building.
Okay, a security camera is going to catch you, and its data is off-site, so that's the cut I'm throwing at you. A soft cut to overcome.
Okay, so
A security feed will catch you unless you figure it the fuck out.
all right, let's go take a look at the.
They almost sound like
What
you're
kind of
making.
camera?
Security camera, digital.
Okay, I'm going to overcome it by using my lantern to blind it.
Okay. You're just going to make use. Oh no, overcome. You're going to roll overcome.
Yeah.
Roll it. Roll it.
Blood.
Okay. Oh yeah.
Oh, there you go.
12.
Okay, thank Christ. Alright, you overcame it. So.
Did you cause a lasting harm to the location?
Yeah, you did.
So I guess you should record that,
Oh yeah.
bond with this place.
Yeah, record a bomb to this place. You have to.
Yeah.
All right, so and because my character is a survivor, I'm just gonna say that like oh no, I did not stop. As he like pulls himself out of the rubble which is falling around him, he says, I did not stop the bomb in time.
There's a time
No!
holding your burnt smoldering carcass.
Yeah.
This is just like what happened to Jazz.
So I have a bond with the dead building.
With the.
With the location, this
planet.
planet,
Oh, okay.
because you've disrupted their police force.
Yeah.
For the second time.
ACAB.
Yeah. You'll need to make amends eventually to erase that bond.
Yeah, you'll have to build a new police station, like throw some people in it to jail.
Otherwise, the threat level will permanently be increased by 1.
Yeah, anytime you build ties with places. You're a fucking terrorist.
Well, we played the game this time. Now we have to drive away, and
Yeah.
just like Tum Tum taught me.
Right? We gotta leave.
Tim Tum Tiger.
Rum tum tugger.
Yep.
But McCavity wasn't there.
So
He wasn't.
I have no idea what a cats-based RPG was, but I hate it.
Well, it's got to be Fellowship.
Right?
I mean, next time we'll play as, the spy and be, McCavity.
Alright, so you blow up the droid control center for this region. Meaning all the S02E09s shut down. They go into like a low power autonomous mode and start to return to their police bays to like wait.
I and the nosies all put on little Newsies caps and start going, strike, strike, strike.
Okay. Yeah, alright, yeah. Strike starts to happen. Like, people are walking off the job, they're shutting down the building. Like, a lot of people are, like, getting into fights with, like, labor managers and stuff. A couple of people have chains with bicycle locks on them, swinging those around.
I wonder if that will contribute to the death toll.
No, they're shutting down this municipality. Like, Peace City and its surrounding areas are shutting down. They're flipping over those cop drones.
Nice. Okay. While you guys are starting to strike, I'm going up the elevator to see Letnev as I hear, strike! Strike! Burn them!
You see some building exploding in the distance.
So this is what is known as a potential leverage modifier.
Yes.
Alright, you're gonna meet with her again.
Okay.
She wants to meet with you. It's been a day. We're gonna advance it one day.
No, because I said I'd get back to her in the evening.
Alright, sure, it's the same goddamn day.
No, at the end of this conversation it advances.
Yeah,
But like I did say I would get back to her in the evening.
Yeah.
Hello again.
You're back. You have the information for me.
Yes. Due to safety concerns, we have decided to modify the plan slightly. As you can see, this city
Due to
is
safety concerns.
Well,
you
yes.
plan to modify the plan slightly. Just
Yes.
talk through it.
Repeat it back to her. Overcome her.
both of us
Due to
safety concerns.
Safety concerns.
They just keep saying that for the next hour.
Gritted teeth.
So, listeners, that was our episode. 3 hours of us. Yes. As you can see, this city is no longer safe. There's a bit of upheaval.
There's upheaval. What's happening?
What points out window to buildings like falling over.
That's not
people rioting.
That's not
I
happening.
mean,
They're
just
not
this one
tired
building.
during it. It's a strike,
Fair enough.
not a fucking social revolution.
Points outside of building to strike.
You're too far up to actually see it because they live really far up because they're awful.
Enhance.
Points outside of building to where I can see the strike.
I'm sure you've got like a camera relay or
Yeah,
something.
puts camera relay on screen.
Oh, well, the laborers are striking just when our enforcement system's local controller went down.
Yes.
That's a shame for them.
What do you mean?
Well, we do have a plague going. Oh, did you say that? Are you here?
No, I'm just
Yeah.
relaying that to Rover.
What do you mean?
Well, we have a plague going on, and disruption of labor would be disruption of critical systems for the city and the planet. This would be tantamount to our version of treason.
Exactly.
It would be up to the city administrator to make the call on whether or not to bring in the extrajudicial forces.
Exactly. Do you really want to do that, though? I mean,
Well, I
calling
don't
them
see the
in
reason. I don't see
when
it.
there's a plague going on everywhere, it's just draining resources from other areas.
I can't see a reason why I would call them special forces, considering myself and my family will not be on this planet in 2 days.
Well, in 2 days, you won't be in this city. As I said, the plans have changed slightly. We will be relocating you to an off-site safe zone where you will have wonderful medical care and safety precautions. This is not only to... What the hell is she doing?
Oh, she's tapping away on a pad while you're talking.
Talk sense, talk sense.
This will not... Yeah, sure, I'm gonna talk sense to her.
Roll with hope because your Jedi Master gave you an advice.
Yeah.
Don't fuck this
You're
up.
not following the advice now. The advice was to give her what she wanted, and you're not. You're going the
That's
opposite.
spiting him. That's
Yeah,
also
I'm
giving him
fighting.
hope.
I'm
Well,
done.
no, you're telling her to go to the reserve.
Yeah,
She doesn't
and he
wanna
told me to
go
go to the
to-
reserve.
she doesn't
Yeah,
wanna go there.
so I do roll
It
with
doesn't matter
that,
what
though.
she wants.
Yeah.
It matters that he's doing what I told him
Yeah,
to do.
yeah.
That's why he's talking sense.
Oh, that's great. That's a 13. Talk sense.
They do as you ask.
Yeah, I'll appeal to their emotions because I'm using wisdom. I mean, it doesn't matter what I use, technically.
I
rolled
don't
a
have
10.
emotions.
I reject Christ.
I guess I could. No, I can't use grace.
To dazzle them.
To
Hey,
trick
you're
them.
appealing to her emotions or whatever.
Yeah, I'll
What's
appeal
your
to their
fucking
emotions.
appeal to her emotions?
Look, your whole the point you want is your family to be safe, right?
Mm-hmm.
So,
And free of this planet.
and well, yes, and they will be free of this planet, just not in 2 days. You will have a safe house where you will wait out any medical issues. This plague can jump species, and I don't want any of your infected family coming onto the ship.
None of my family's infected.
We don't know that yet. We need to quarantine you in a safe house with the best medical treatment until such time as we have determined that it's safe for you to come to the ship. And then I guarantee we will bring you to the ship.
Message. You know, if you wanted, you could tell them that you have proof that the. If you
Oh,
wanted, you could
they
get
know
that-
it jump species. The vibe
Do
I'm
they?
getting.
I don't think
She
she
just
cares.
Yeah, she
Oh,
just said. Yeah.
He just said it to her.
And yeah. Yeah. No.
And that's all worries for them to leave.
Yeah. No. See, you will have perfect quarantine, and then I guarantee you will be on our ship before you know it.
And yeah, you roll high enough that she can't demand anything from you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Unless some other cat comes.
Perfect. Okay. So you will help enforce the quarantine. Don't worry about the blast shield. We've already got signed paperwork, but you can push that through. And yeah. Perfect. Thank you.
Yeah, I look forward to speaking to you every day. At a regular check-in. To ensure that I put through the proper codes to stop stop extrajudicial forces from coming to the city and disrupting the strike.
I'm very excited for our daily chats.
Perfect. We wouldn't want there to be any wasted resources spilling into the streets because someone didn't keep a promise.
Exactly. We wouldn't want any wasted resources. I'll message you coordinates later to send your family. As you say, it'll take 2 days. Perfect. Thank you. Going to comm chats. We need to set up a quarantine site in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, that seems.
We do have a Shadow Dome that's been approved.
Let's not put the offer to put up the.
The 200 extra people to infect?
Shadow Dome, Shadow Dome, Shadow Dome.
But we could put it like, somewhere in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. I assume if we build like a little floating thing in the middle of the ocean, nobody's gonna know. Like, we have cloaking, some kind of cloaking technology, right? That they just won't see this thing.
I mean, who'd be looking?
It's called building underground.
Yeah, okay. Well, we're gonna build it. Flip to next day, for starters. We're gonna build something underground, just quickly. It's a little off-site. Nobody's gonna know about it.
Here, have a hole.
And yeah,
You're kind of a specialist in putting together environmental
yeah,
systems.
exactly.
So,
So
Right.
I build this little thing, seal it up. I send coordinates to let Nev and let her know that this is where she can send her family,
Okay.
and just not to be tracked there, because I'm
Why
not at
would-
fault for their stupidity.
Wait, why does it matter? Who'd be searching for
Well, I
them?
don't want the oracles to be like, what's this off-site thing you're building? Yeah. Just saying.
I don't think they're like signing off on all the building permits for small things.
No, they're not.
Well, I don't want some other baron being like, what is this person, and like start sticking their nose and being like, how come they get special treatment? We don't need that hassle.
They're getting the special treatment because they work with us. Do you want to work with us?
I mean, not no.
Wiggle eyebrows.
So should we start fishing?
I think.
Yeah. How long will it take to build? I guess how long will it take to build our Shadow Dome? A day?
Same timeline.
Same timeline? Okay. Should we wait until the Shadow Dome is fully built.
Well, they're just making the one they were building bigger and more better.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I do have. There's one thing I wouldn't mind doing while we're here, just to keep things.
looking for Waspinator?
Well, that's something you two can do, but also a little bit of work trying to. I had this idea. We got a fair amount of chaos right now. Having the laborers set up their own little government and policing area just for the terms of the crisis will probably look good for them for the overall long-term prospect, and keep the whole place from descending into anarchy.
Yes.
Good idea.
Just for the terms of the crisis.
It's like he looks over and says, "I would wink right now if I was physically capable."
Windshield.
Wait, how do they
Swipe
do that
once.
here? Yes, temporarily.
I mean,
Yes.
This planet's got a beautiful language, doesn't it?
any one of us can go up to the oracles and declare a vote of no confidence right now, if that's what you want.
No.
So, Shadow Dome is on day 14, we're at day 8. We've got 6 days to kill. How about we look for Waspinator while this thing's being built before go hunt the kaiju?
How do you propose we do that?
I mean, how many places could be hosting a big Cybertronian like us that's dripping in some weird bodily meat?
On a planetary scale?
We could use the ship to run scanners over the planet. Although if depth charge can't find it, our
He obviously
ship
needs to be
probably
tapping to the aqua plants. He needs to get that energy on. Plus, we also need to find where the. Didn't we have a lead with the infected energon?
So you're suggesting we poison the energon?
No. We know that.
You're suggesting we poison the energon?
I mean, that would be very disruptive to the Barons and all the, Aquatar-based power plants on this planet, which would disrupt the natural ecosystem here.
Not necessarily. I mean, they use it for power. We could just contaminate it in a way that only harms Cybertronians.
It's true. I'm sure between the two of us we could engineer something.
That sounds like a war crime waiting to happen.
It's not a war crime when it's against a Decepticon.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what the autocracy would say.
No, I'm actually pretty sure that it's still a war crime.
I also don't think it counts as a war crime if it's off Cybertronian.
Plus, also, we'd
Cybertron?
be giving the Barons a weapon that could be used against our kind.
You're right.
We're
Your
enriching.
suggestion was terrible.
that breaks the tyrus accord.
Yeah.
You are a servant of Novus, right? Like that's a thing. I just want to make that sure. Was this some sort of test?
Zero.
But what are you suggesting we do to look for Waspinator?
Well, I think he was still going to tap into the aqua plants to get more energy for himself. Not sure, or maybe he'd be tapping the grid, so there'll be some sort of undocumented runoffs. So probably by trying to trace,
If there's a big leak or something.
trace those things, we could try finding his potential hideout.
Also, wasn't there a specific time and place where this nonsense started happening? And it was right about when they started building the. It happened around
One of the power plants.
Yeah.
one of the power plants, and specifically by the ruins.
They did.
Which would be a nice big underground cavern that Waspinator would be able to hide in.
There.
True.
So I think we know where we need to go.
We got 2 weeks before we need to take down the Titan anyway, so.
A week.
Oh, a week. And then maybe let's go and set up this building for a temporary police thing too.
For the proletariat.
I call Letnev every day. Just in case I don't say it, I am.
There we go.
And just checking in. I assume nothing's going to be relevant unless you say something's relevant. But I am calling Letnev every day. I'm putting that on the record right now.
Yep, just keep her happy.
Please don't bring the popo. Please don't bring the popo.
Yeah, she'll hit that button. She definitely wants to get screwed over by aliens. That's already happened to the people of this planet and to her people when they called in the oracles.
Aliens. By the way, in case you guys didn't pick up on the hint, Rover is going to bring them to the ship as soon as the quarantine is lifted, and not let them know the quarantine was lifted. He's collected them. They are now part of his collection, in case that wasn't hinted enough.
That's fine.
I'm fine with that.
They want to leave the planet.
They want to leave.
Yeah.
It's consensual.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, just in case you guys didn't catch that.
And then like 300, like then like we go one like space jump later or whatever. You know what I mean? Like long journey later.
Dead.
They've like all their tech's broken down and they've regressed to like sticks and.
Or they've started incorporating our tech into themselves.
This doesn't quite work like that. They don't have souls.
I'm calling worlds.
Doesn't quite work like that. They're fucked. It's actually really hard to reverse engineer Cybertronian tech because it's God Flash magic.
God, flash magic.
Literally.
Yeah.
The power of the living God of the universe courses through your metal and wire.
Though theoretically, if you wanted to help them keep that level of tech, you probably could. You probably know a fair amount.
Oh, easily. Oh, I have a plan for everything.
Anyway,
Yeah.
hunting Waspinator. Let's mark off some days while you do some research. Let's mark off 3 days. Bringing us to the 10th day. So, day 10. On the bottom of the screen, translates from alien text to English before fading out. Infected, 3,615. Dead today, 173. Dead total, 800. Like 796, and it's just ticking up
That's not
slowly.
bad.
I mean, on day 7 it was 300 were dead. Now it's doubled.
Yeah.
Oh
The bodies are piling up. Okay, so you figure out that Waspinator is under this power plant, in the Undercity, in the area, tapping the energon lines. We'll cut to the 4 of you being on scene, investigating the catacombs. How about that?
Okay.
Yeah, alright, now pause while we... Alright, we're back. You're heading into the catacombs. Alright, old city underneath, lots of bunker-like designs, multiple layers of concrete mixed with steel rebar. It looks like this place was built to take a licking, and it's just held up over the centuries. I'm assuming because this place is big enough for you guys to navigate through, you're like punching holes through floors and walls to get through because you're titans.
Yep.
Alright, well, you definitely see signs of construction, of drilling, welding, infrastructure being put into place for the energon lines, the Nakoda reactors. And yeah, someone do look closely, see if you can pick up Waspinator's trail. And tell me how you're looking closely. Like, what are you doing?
Who's sensible? Rover?
Sure. Does anyone want to help me?
I think we're all looking, so yes.
Okay.
Roll with hope.
Nice, thank you. That'll be a 9.
Ooh, final one of them the hard way. Probably Waspinator will attack us.
Look closely. Okay.
Let's see the out of place.
What's going on? What do my senses tell me? Is something hidden out of place? If so, what looks suspicious? And
Tell me about Waspinator. What are they doing?
yeah, why did Waspinator choose this planet? Or this location?
Something related to Waspinator.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so what was that first one? Now you've picked them, I gotta hear more.
What do my senses tell me?
What is going on here? What do my senses tell me?
Okay, this place was probably where Waspinator's been skulking about. You see clear signs of another Cybertronian ahead of where you guys are tracking. There's damage to the structure and the floor and the ceiling where his body's been moving through. It kind of feels like he's in his alt form.
Okay.
His tiered predator,
Yeah.
hive tyrant form. What was your second question?
Does anything look suspicious out of place?
Hidden out of place, yeah.
Hidden out of place.
There is a significant amount of damage as you head deeper and deeper into the catacombs. Eventually you start to see that some of the energon tech that's been installed here, the stuff, like the new stuff, it's looking damaged and corroded, like it's been weathered.
Okay. And then why did Waspinator picked this place to hide on this planet.
You find out the hard way as you guys going through these catacombs, find a crater through multiple floors of an old skyscraper now buried underground. At the center of the crater looks like a Decepticon escape pod that's cracked open and looks like it was sealed from the outside.
Okay.
Sealed from the outside.
So he's out.
Or
No,
someone
no.
dropped him in, or he has a captive.
It's open now, but it was. You
Oh.
look at the databanks on it. It was sealed from the outside.
Anyone interface with that thing?
Wait. It was sealed from the outside,
But, now
but
it's
we
all-
just opened it,
No,
sort of?
It was open when
It
you
was.
got here, but you're looking at it. That's like a Teletran terminal.
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna make a curt gesture with my hand that signals the no-cease to take up perimeter and watch out so we don't get ambushed.
Triangle, triangle.
Okay. Let's
Three.
fly. I fly on over there and start interfacing with the thing. Because I'm safe, guys.
How are you safe?
Until I mean harm, yeah, I'm immune to pretty much everything.
Okay, I know we got clarification on, breaking into someone's base is harm. We got clarification on that from no. But this is fine. Okay, Teletran terminal online. Welcome, user Viator.
Status logs?
Sure, what are you looking for specifically?
I guess when this pod crashed here, who was in this pod specifically?
Pod crashed here, line up with the time frame of Waspinator first showing up on the planet.
Okay.
Waspinator was in the pod. Pod was sealed from the outside in containment mode.
Who sealed it?
Captain of the Dark Side.
Okay.
Who unsealed it?
Yeah, who unsealed it?
Yeah, did
Impact. It's an escape pod.
Okay. So, and the Captain of the Dark Side, can it take you to Death
Depth
Charge?
charge, yeah.
Okay.
Long
Let's-
Shoki sealed Waspinator in here and fired at the planet's surface in escape pod mode.
Could be
Wait.
some other pirate.
Yeah.
Why did he fire?
If I remember correctly, because it was a Decepticon ship, and he tricked him into the. If I remember this, we had this discussion in the beginning. Am I being accurate?
Just see what you can remember. You're
Yeah.
jack him up.
He was in a on the ship, and he was fighting Waspinator, and he tricked him because,
No.
Wasn't that it?
No. He said he was following Waspinator here. Because remember, we bumped into Waspinator in space.
No, yeah.
And he wasn't with Depth Charge then. Depth Charge said he spotted Waspinator in space, followed him to this planet.
But that's a lie.
So clearly he already had imprisoned Waspinator. So why did he let Waspinator go on this planet?
What if?
Are there any logs from previous?
Nope.
What if, this wasn't Death Charge, this was like, Shockwave or something like that. This is one of some weird experiments. That would line up more so.
Waspinator is one of Shockwave's weird experiments.
Yes, but imagine if they'd be like, hey, why don't we just jettison this Tyrannid here, see what damage can do to this system.
So
this
you'd be
planet.
implying that that Depth Charge is under control of.
Or is Shockwave? He does have a Cyclops head.
Yep. Are there pretender shells to make you pretend like other Cybertronians or some other way of
You
mimicry?
actually know about this Autobot technology. Modifying your TCOG can let you take on alternate robot and alt modes, like Punch.
So that might line up.
Autobot Spymaster tech. Actually, funny enough, in Transformers Animated, Shockwave did do that. He was pretending that he was Ultra Magnus, and he was actually Shockwave the entire time. To the point where when people left, he went from being a big buff robot to turning into the Cyclopean Shockwave, and then reached out to Megatron. So that would even be something that he's done in canon a couple of times.
That would fit the
Okay.
profile.
Well, let's see if Waspinator's actually here. Let's deal with that, and then we need to deal with Depth Charge, because
And remember
this doesn't look good for him.
Remember that also Waspinator was one of his Shockwave's
Yeah.
experiments, and he had the imprint of Megatron on him. So maybe this is an experiment to examine Megatron in some way, some sort of roundabout fashion.
Whatever it is, we gotta shut it.
Yeah. Yeah.
The pod is significantly damaged from the inside, by the way. Its systems are failing and are like starting to like go offline. It only has probably a couple days, maybe a week's worth of operation left in it.
What?
I'm gonna check the wreckage and the debris around here and try and see if I can track where Waspinator went.
Sure, you can go off and do that. Any other questions about the pod while you're here?
Any logs of the pod of like recordings of the Waspinator breaking out, or any
Yeah, is there any like
Waspinator
video
made?
footage of him getting out of the pod?
You'll have to go into the data tracks inside the pod and like pull it out.
Does it look safe to go inside the pod?
It's it's a Decepticon tech. I mean, no.
I can go in and start poking around.
The pod isn't huge, by the way. It's a single occupant escape pod.
Okay,
Like a stasis chamber almost.
neat.
Alright, well, if you start pawing around inside of it and pull off like the exostructure, the inside is oozing damaged technology.
Oh, that doesn't look good.
Like, all of the Cybertronian tech in it is covered in like red rust veins and like starting to break apart.
Have we seen this before?
This would be a time for a doctor or a specialist character to make some sort of rule, or to declare that they know what it is.
Okay. Yeah, this looks like a Cybertronian disease.
It is in fact cyberbonic plague.
Oh.
The deadliest and most virulent disease ever cooked up in Shockwave's labs during the war.
Rover just starts to like back off and like
The mortality rate is like rabies.
Rover pulls out a hazmat suit and just starts suiting up in front of you guys. I'm gonna use up.
Modifying your overshield.
Yeah, I'm gonna use up one of my usefulness things.
Yeah, what this would be is you charge your
Yeah,
overshield.
I'm
to
just
be on a.
Charging my overshield to like full hazmat level,
Yeah.
and I'm just like, quickly like goes into his bag, cleans himself. Guys, this is bad.
Amble would automatically know about that for very obvious
If
reasons.
you're in the war and you saw it on the front lines, it was something that most MASH hospitals couldn't deal with. It wiped out entire units. Decepticon and Autobot.
Yeah.
Maybe trying to drop this on planets that weren't being successfully taken over by his Decepticon forces.
Well, that seems to be lining up with our plans.
Perhaps we should step away from the war crime here.
Yeah, yes, but also this needs to not be here anymore. We need to. Do we know of a way to like, for lack of better words,
Blow
burn
it
it?
up.
Burn it up.
Like
You have
Weapons.
You have
Okay.
steel and fire.
okay, but like burning it will destroy it. Like some.
You'll have to frag this thing like with
Yeah.
plasma weapons. And stuff.
Okay. We load it with just explosives and designed to.
Wait. You set off explosives. You're gonna announce our presence to
Yep.
everything that's here.
Okay. I don't want to be here though.
Well,
We can't just let Waspinator run amok.
how about we deal with this later, after we apprehend Waspinator?
I don't want this to be here either. This is a threat to us.
Yeah, if you catch this, you're in a lot of trouble. There's no cure for cyberbonic plague.
Not only no, not even just because we're here. It's a threat to us. If the stupid organics on this planet find it,
There it is, the fear.
that is a threat to us.
No one's saying
This-
don't blow it up. We're saying wait to hit the switch until we take down Waspinator.
Okay. Well,
Because he's also probably a vector now.
Or hit the switch and learn here, and we'll have a showdown.
that works. That's the plan
Unless
for me.
they'll
I think.
spook him.
Well,
You
if
don't
it's-
spook Waspinator.
Yeah. We'll hit this if he
I can't
spooks.
believe you just said that, but okay. I mean, you're technically right, considering what's been done to him recently, but
I'm hitting the switch
You know, the
either way.
spooks.
If it lures him or spooks him, I'm sorry, guys.
When you scare Starscream, Starscream is the bravest!
fucking Ghostbusters crossover. Where the giant Starscream is gozering around town. It's too bad. Megatron immediately shoots Starscream in the leg. It's like, I'll deal with you later, asshole. Alright, you blow the pod and sterilize the area. Or sanitize it.
Yeah.
Waspinator doesn't come running at you guys.
Okay, well, let's pick up his trail and let's burn any sign of this as we go. I am not your medic. We can't have this.
I mean, I'm a doctor, but whatever.
What the fucking academy?
My apologies. You're a doctor. We can't have this.
This would wipe out your entire ship.
Yeah.
It would kill all.
We're relaying. I'm relaying notes to the ship to blow up anything that tries to leave this planet.
Remember you guys talked about the space elevator down, how bad it would get, how people would turn on each other?
Just FYI, I have relayed that message to the ship.
Okay.
Okay.
Alright, you continue down further, and at this stage, you're going to come across Waspinator. It's not even a cut.
Okay.
You hear movement and the sounds of machinery up ahead.
I'm in my animal form, and I'm like grabbing the dirt, like picking it up.
What was your animal form again?
It's an ape.
Right. I figured it was. I just wanted to confirm this. I don't know if I were right.
Captain, see me out in this space.
Yeah, I'm just like tracking him.
He's up ahead.
Rover is in the back, full hazmat suit on, like looking at everything and anything that looks like the plague. He's just burning it.
So, I just firing off a flamethrower. We're being stealthy.
Right?
I am going to. So I think this is just Jack him up is just brave as hell. So he isn't just going to pretend like it doesn't exist, and he is going to use. Where is that move?
Talk nonsense.
The little folk.
What does it do?
He's going to be sneaky. He's sneaking around right now.
Okay, go for it.
So that is a 12. So yeah, I will be.
Alright, whoever wants to act, act.
So I'm sneaking around basically ahead to try and find out what's going on with.
So you want to approach Waspinator?
Yeah, in a
Okay.
stealthy method.
There's an old burned out military bunker. It has like a lot of reinforcing, vault doors, that sort of thing. Waspinator is inside one of the vaults, and when you get there, is on the floor dipping in and out of stasis lock.
Yeah, he's obviously infected, right?
Oh shit, it's bad. So he's in his Tyranid hive-tired pretender shell, but a lot of the skin and meat has fallen off, revealing the organic interface underneath the machinery. Some of his limbs have been snapped off or have basically rusted and rotted off. He's oozing mech fluids everywhere, along with his pretender shell fluids, and yeah, he don't look good.
All right, so I'll basically head back, keeping away from these people now because there's a chance I'm infected, and I'll basically say, he's in effect he's almost in full stasis lock. We can either try and treat him, or I can put him out of his misery.
In this case,
Out of misery.
they're the same thing.
Well, how about we try asking him some questions before we do that? Because he might shine a light on what's going on here.
Not worth it.
Interfacing with short range with at this range, given his advanced state of composition, could result in infection.
Yeah, but he needs your help.
I'm willing to.
I mean, we have protection. We could go in, amble. Bonk.
well, do they have protection?
Yeah, if they have the protection trait, you can just throw up an overshield.
Yep.
And I've actually, believe it or not, I've had this before.
The
So
Spark?
you know.
What the spark?
We do have an obligation to treat the wounded.
I've had 3. Yeah, it's a slight thing on my model. Most Cybertronian fixes will beat the hell out of me, but it won't kill me. I'm using that to justify the survivor trait.
That's fair,
So,
that's fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
No, but like that's fair. I was like in character.
Yeah, oh, yeah, yeah,
Rover's
yeah.
like, no.
That's not a thing. People don't survive this lake.
Waspinator needs to die, and his body needs to be burned.
Yes.
This whole area needs to burn.
Yes.
You're very quick to jump to the killing.
I've seen this plague on the front lines. It's not
Look
good.
who you're talking to.
Yeah. Yeah, y'all should know. We've lost too many good friends, brothers, allies. It's not worth it.
Saving lives is always worth it. That's the point. If we're not going to be the good guys, what the hell are we doing here?
Besides, there's a play that's going on. Depth charge is up to something. This whole Waspinator dropping down, him being sick, the planet getting a plague. It's all adding up in a way I don't like, and we need to get to the bottom of it.
Okay, well, don't take too long. Ask your questions and get out of there.
You need to. You want me some gear to help stabilize them? Not that you need much help with that, but I think this might be a big job.
I think we've got Screamo.
Soothing sound of Screamo.
The no-seas will stay back, though.
Yeah, that's
Probably a good
fine.
idea.
Sure. Okay,
And
so we
we'll
have.
walk in.
Yeah.
Okay, Waspinator's in there, having problems.
What's the prognosis, Doc?
He looks like he's in some of the terminal stages of Cybonic Plague.
Well, there's your problem.
Your face.
I will use my healing light and start trying to stabilize him. I mean, I realize it's not going to cure him, but...
Stabilizing's probably pretty good.
Prolonged
Alright.
suffering.
You start running a repair cycle like you're a mini CR chamber and start bringing him back online.
If you got talking to do, now's the time to do it.
He starts rousing and trying to right himself and get up on broken limbs.
Whoa! Stay down there, buddy. You're in no position to be getting up and around.
There's a hissing sound, not from him hissing at you, but from inside his body. Like there's parts trying to run.
Who did this to you?
Cyclops bot.
How?
Shot Waspinator.
Do you know why?
He's falling over. He needs Energon. Because all of his Energon is,
I can toss him with some food.
wrecked.
Okay, I take some Energon from you and put it into a little canister and then inject it into his
IV.
core.
Alright. He'll break out of his alt form into his robot mode, and it doesn't look great under there.
So does he look like the original?
No, he looks like the big, scary Tyranid Hive King, but he's not talking anything like he was in the first episode.
Yeah.
Because he's taken so much trauma, the mental conditioning's falling apart.
You probably need to whisper louder for the.
Because he's taken so much trauma, the shadow play conditioning's falling apart.
Nice.
Oh. Systems critical.
That you are. Well, who's the Cyclobot? Is it Death Charge or is it
I mean, yeah, of course.
Copbot.
Copbot?
Cop.
Cop.
Did he
I guess that's what
explain
it
why
is.
he infected you?
Said it was all I was good. Said what it was all Waspinator was good for.
Did he monologue about his plan?
Copbot don't talk. Copbot shoots.
Yeah, that's damn judge.
Sounds like a cop.
So spicy.
How did he get on your ship?
Ship was Copbots. Arrested Waspinator on planet. Threw him into solitary with Lizardbot.
Lizardbot.
Pterodactyl?
Pterosaur.
We've seen him.
I just had a
You've seen
bad
him in
idea.
prison.
Can you did you record when his last words to you?
Waspinator like starts digging into one of his chest cavities with a data track and kind of just drops it on the ground.
Play.
Alright, you're getting a scene for audio and some visual. And it's basically Waspinator acting like Megatron, doing the whole, like, you cannot stop it. Doing the whole fucking thing. I don't want to get into it. I don't have the energy to monologue like fucking Megatron. But Depth Charge basically walks into the cell he's chained up in, pulls out a Minicon sidearm, shoots him in the chest cavity, and then throws the Minicon into a stasis chamber. And Waspinator's like, bleeding out, cursing him. It's like, yeah. This is all you're good for now. Try and speed this up so I can get the data I need.
That does sound like some Starscream. Soundwave or
You just can't get it. Soundwave, Starscream, Shockwave. It's Shockwave.
It's
similar.
real easy because no, they're not. I mean,
Yeah.
Soundwave is the one that I never use because he's cool. Shockwave is the science bitch. Science is a liar sometimes.
How have you been surviving down here?
Waspinator found Energon.
And you've been tapping into that?
Yes. Waspinator had his Energon and absorbed it too.
His chest cavity seems pretty drained.
Could it be possible that the Cybertronian plague is infecting the Energon source? It's flowing to the power plants and jumping to these people?
Well, we haven't detected the plague, we've just seen the antibodies.
The damage on his Pretender shell looks like the organic damage you've been seeing.
so it's a crossover.
Yeah.
Like
It literally it jumped from Waspinator to his Pretender shell to the rest of the populace.
Yeah. This is literally worst case scenario here, people.
I guess it was scanning whether it's the same disease that affect the laborers?
Yup.
Yeah.
Huh.
Well, we now have samples, so there's actually good.
Yeah, I have a
reasons to keep
source
him alive.
sample too.
There's actually a technical reason to keep him alive, having patient 0 and infection
Ethics.
vector. That too.
Waspinator, not patient 0.
Well,
I'm assuming that Minicon is patient 0. Yeah. I don't like that Minicon's on that ship.
I mean, I don't like anything about this.
Well,
This is a nightmare. A scary nightmare.
I mean, take your pick. Well, I mean, a good friend of mine has been mind controlled by pretty much the worst, and also even by Decepticon standards, this is pretty bad.
Copbot not under anyone's control. Copbot calling the shots.
That's an even worse prognosis.
Waspinator got brought in, cells full of Decepticons. Science Bot was in there.
so he was separate from Copbot? Did you see them at the same time?
Yeah.
Huh.
Science Bot escaped.
But never in the same place as Peter Parker.
Tim Tom.
Yeah, you get a visual of Shockwave in a holding cell on his ship, the Dark Side, because that's his research ship, and eventually he blows his way out and escapes.
So probably he's looking for some way of permanently killing someone. Either Megatron or maybe Starscream, maybe Shockwave. Someone that's hard to kill. Maybe Rampage. This probably would.
Rampage only first got loose on Tyrus, Depth Charge's home planet, and killed and ate everyone on there except for Depth Charge and a few people who survived. And then Depth Charge joined the, extrajudiciary Autobot force to hunt down Rampage. And has been doing so since the war.
So I think I'm getting why Depth Charge is doing this.
Yeah, I mean, he is not... Okay, that makes more sense. I mean, he was not exactly the most...
Is he the type to say that the ends justify the means?
It's practically on his business card.
What data is he gathering? Like, just finding
How
out
fast?
if the plague kills people?
How fast it switches organisms, how fast it kills. and
I think another important
if it
thing.
can infect Energon as well as.
You've also seen Depth Charge before. He was in that ship on that video of that space station Rampage ate. He was on that pod scanning the place after it had been eaten and left.
The other thing too is that the one of the big advantages to Beast Tech and Pretender Tech, the stuff that affects carbon-based life is a pretty good protection against a lot of stuff that affects Cybertronians. I mean, that's one of the reasons it exists, like the Cybertronian plague.
Yeah.
Having something that crosses over.
Yeah. All he has to do is drop this on a planet.
Drop it on all of the planets.
Yeah.
Eventually, Rampage will go there.
Yeah. As I say, he might be trying to figure out how long it takes to infect Energon. He can drop it in an Energon source that Rampage is going towards. Energon.
I don't know.
Rampage
we need more
needs-
information.
Yeah.
But Waspinator here is a pretty good source of information on the infection.
I think we'll need some sort of stasis for him.
Just Waspinator's luck. Waspinator get arrested by Autobot scum. Waspinator get into cell next to Copbot. Cell get blown open and Copbot puts Waspinator back in cell.
Wait, you were in cell next to Cobot? Cobot was in cell?
Yes.
Who had Copbot in the cell?
Autobot wreckers.
Oh crap!
I mean, you know, this is for the Wars of the Warfield, so probably there were some war crimes involved. I mean, we were probably looking up only Decepticons.
The wreckers.
You have to go pretty far off the grid to be thrown in the same cell.
Have you ever run into a wrecker before?
Can't say I have.
I usually get out of their way in time.
Yeah.
It's a good motto for wreckers.
How can I put this? I've been on hand at some of the handiwork before. You know how some Autobots can get a little war crazy and kind of violate the rules for ethics, and you gotta hold them back. Well, those guys are like Optimus Prime compared to these guys. The wreckers are at best undo some of the underhanded stuff that the Decepticons do by kind of stooping to their left. But the worst, the real bad stories, well, they're the sort of things that would do the kind of things that Decepticons would do.
You have to be a pretty big piece of shit to be an Autobot that's arrested by a wrecker for going off policy.
Sounds like Death Charge went up to the deep end.
Wrecker Autobots consistently get the award for loosest cannon in the precinct every year.
All of them, as a team.
Yeah, they are constantly handing in their badge and their sidearm to prowl.
Where can we put them in stasis?
Oh, your shit.
Oh, that doesn't sound like a thing that should happen.
I mean, we'll put him in the dark side and eventually...
You guys really want him alive?
Alive and on this planet.
Really?
Well, if we come
What
up
would Prime do?
Aw, get fucked.
Okay. Rover just kind of looks at you guys, opens up his ground bridge, and pulls out a perfect containment pod specifically designed...
A stasis pod.
No, but one specifically designed to contain this plague.
Okay.
I'm using up my marvelous thing.
There we go. A crisis chamber.
Yeah. Kind of puts it down and he goes, I was saving this for big emergencies.
Well, let's be
But
honest.
instead, you're wasting it on saving
big
a
emergency.
planet.
Let's be honest. You probably saved it so you could put yourself in there if things go through you.
Hey, just ride this out. Sink yourself to the bottom of the ocean. Just wait for Autobots to show up.
Not completely, no.
Like in Intergalactic or Interstellar, when Matt Damon tried to be a huge cunt.
Yeah.
Interstellar's like almost 10 years old now.
Well, hopefully we'll find some cure for the disease on the organics, and maybe some of what we find will be applicable to Waspinator in some capacity. Worst case scenario, we'll at least have something to test it on. For the good of
Okay.
all, not for shockwave reasons.
Shut yourself down, and we're putting you in the pod. Or get in the pod and then shut yourself down.
No, Waspinator has to go to sleep now.
Yes.
Well, it's either this or, being one of the Matrix.
Bet there isn't anyone to tell Waspinator what to do in Matrix. He starts crawling into the pod.
I remember now why you said, why you were so shocked when I said nothing spooks Waspinator. I forgot what he was like. I was thinking of someone else.
You're thinking of him in the first episode where he's
Yeah.
like, the blood of it, I'll drown you knee deep in the mech fluid of your loved ones.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, yeah, he's suffered enough trauma that started to kind of fall off him.
Because Tyler hasn't seen Beast Wars, now have you?
Nope.
He's still enormous, by the way. He's bigger than all of you guys. He's just like, It's a bit of a wiener.
Once he gets in the pod, lock it, close it, seal it,
It's like a giant
sterilize,
white egg and start
Yeah.
rolling it over.
sterilize, and then burn the whole surrounding area.
Yes, let's take our flamethrowers out and start burning on our way out.
We flamethrower ourselves too, because that's the
Time for an acid bath.
nice relaxing acid and fire bath.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah. I do not like plagues that can affect us.
So, it seems that...
Nobody tap into the energon on this planet. I know you weren't thinking about it, but don't.
It was the first thing I threw at you guys, that there was a famine and the energon here was harder to deal with.
Oh yeah, because I always like lacking up sewer water when.
So,
Just say
I'd
it.
put down that cup.
So it sounds like Death Child wasn't really looking for Waspinator, so we shouldn't be reporting this
We are
regardless.
definitely not reporting.
Yeah, this is not getting.
Reporting what?
I think he just wanted
Chamber was empty.
to see this play out / hey, we just volunteered to be more subjects for this plague, I suppose.
I mean, honestly, if I was a less charitable person and didn't have this nice shiny crest on my chest, I'd be relaying instructions to the 8-track to blow him out of the sky. Of course, that would be wrong.
Would it though?
Well, also there's an enemy fleet there that would probably not take
Yeah,
well.
we're not dealing with depth charge right now.
Would they start dealing in such
Third
politics?
pictures, the
Yeah, I think that if the 8-track shot the lead ship
No.
of a
No.
quarantine.
Our current problem is the plague.
Yep.
We need to establish before we leave this planet that this plague cannot jump to us.
Oh, it
Definitely can.
Yes, I know. And we need to establish that.
Oh, hey, you guys just got yourself the Vector.
Yep.
So, for you two, because you've dealt and operated on Cyberbonic Plague, or what the fuck am I supposed to pronounce this piece of shit? Cybonic Plague. Cybonic Plague works by attacking the spark chamber and energon converters of a Cybertronian. It damages the engine, gets it kind of riddled with imperfections, and those imperfections pass on through the energon stream to the rest of the protoform frame, replicating the damage like a cancer. It's why the high metabolism organs and the organics are being targeted. Cybonic Plague's jumped over to it and is attacking the, high turnover organs.
So it almost sounds like they had a soul, and their soul chamber got infected. They
In
had
this case, it's their hearts. It's just rotting out their hearts because it's always running. Same with their brains. Or whatever organ sheds cells really quickly, like the liver or the fucking
Stomach.
kidneys. Stomach? Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's a stomach cancer plague.
Okay. Yeah.
Also, it's blood-based, like it's going through their blood.
Full hazmat suits all times now, guys. No leaving this planet until we sterilize the planet.
That sounds awful like a war crime.
Whether that's through vaccines and treatment, or whether that's through other means that we will
Vaccines
deal with
and
later.
treatment.
Yes.
I think treatment is what we're looking for.
That's the
Vaccines,
first thing I said.
Stop. I think. Well, I guess we're stuck here now.
Yes, we are.
Also, technically, since we do know what the thing is, I'm sure that we can do a test for all of us and any other Cybertronians on this planet for that disease.
Yes. 5 Cybertrons on this planet. They're all here.
Also, it kind of just
Screamo.
we did prognosis, right? So we've done that part, right?
What do you mean by prognosis?
We have symptoms. We have
You
vector.
have a symptom and vector
and
now.
test.
So you're close to getting treatment.
Yeah.
And you have the test. So you can test for it, you know what the symptoms are, and you know what's happening on the inside.
Yeah.
All right,
You
so
have nothing under quarantine policy vaccination. You have
this makes a certain amount of sense actually. The Barons were never infected by this plague, or at least we don't know of any specific.
Oh, they're
things.
definitely being infected by this, and they're hiding it.
But it wouldn't hit them as hard because because most of the most active organs are probably the first to fail on organics, right?
So they just
So you're
replace
saying
them.
because they're lazy, they're not affected?
No, because they got metal parts that aren't 100%
Or
Cybertronian.
they're replacing the parts that fail with something else.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Yeah.
if your stomach or your liver are like the first things to go when you get older, they'll replace that first.
But that is a
It's
way
like,
we
oh
can.
no, my tooth hurts. Let me pull it out and put in some brand new one.
Yeah. But the Barons are probably getting affected. We just haven't found an infected Baron yet. As I say, when I got to this planet, my gut told me something was going on here, and it's more people are infected. We've now found not only the Titans and the Laborers and the Oracles, but a Cybertronian. I'm betting the Barons are infected.
Yeah, but they probably aren't dying as much. Okay.
Oh, I don't know.
Well, they're not reporting it.
They're covering something up. They're sketchy. There's no way. I mean, Letnev. I thought Letnev was scared because shit was hitting the fan, but she was scared because shit is hitting the fan. And I think she knows more than she lets on.
You could always ask her.
Yeah. My next call in with her will be an interesting one.
So, do we want to end this session here? Because it seems to be a good high note, unless we have anything else planned.
Okay. Do we want to pass the days and just get us to when the Shadow Dome's done?
Yeah, I think the only thing we might do is, like we said, rebuild the police station and have it crewed by laborers.
Makes sense to me.
Yeah.
Alright,
And
well,
I'll-
let's move you up to day 14 then.
Yeah. One of those days I'll talk to Letnev and get her to give me a list of any infected Barons she knows about.
Give us the dirt. Give us the scoop.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so we cut to day 14. We're getting ready to hunt the creature. The infection rate is up to 15,000. The death toll today was 800, and the total deaths so far are over 3,400.
Damn.
And at this point, I'm going to start hitting you with a few interesting facts. Let me pause, and then I'll start talking. Okay, so here we are on day 14. Several things have happened. The news has broken that the Barons can be infected by the plague and have been dying from it. Several Baron family pods have been hiding the infection and the deaths, and it's recently been exposed. One of the key investigation stories behind this said that they first caught on to this when it turns out that oracles in the CDC have been infected by the plague.
Well, someone went past our little do not disturb sign.
I mean, we weren't really hiding it super well, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, insider sources from the CDC.
I mean, they're not stupid.
Yeah,
Yeah.
people oracles.
Yeah.
Yeah, which has further led to strings being pulled and showing that the oracles knew about the infection before it became public and reached out to the Star League without consulting the planetary government.
That makes sense.
So they knew before they even told the public about it.
We need some quarantining and policy in place because information is moving faster than we'd like it to.
You know what we need, the other thing we desperately need to do? We
Yeah.
need to shut down all the Actimus reactors. Those things are basically a giant vector for the plague.
Yeah.
Titan attacks have begun. Like the smaller Titans have reached the surface and have started to attack cities across the planet, and are being pushed back by planetary defense systems, modern technology. But it's eating into the energon reserves, causing those blackouts to pick up more frequently. Hotspots are showing up over the planet. So those numbers I gave you are going to start changing as days go by from here on out. And let's see. Starleague control under the administrator depth charge. It says that the planet lockdown will not be raised anytime soon.
No shit.
Nope. Several ships tried to break orbit and were shot down.
Yep. Either by the blockade, by depth charge, or by our ship.
Yup. So energon consumption and production is spiking across the planet because they have to power all these different defense systems now. And if they don't, Titans will start rampaging through the cities. Nakoda shipments are being dropped down from orbit to help power the generators.
Well, that's not good.
Okay, well let's deal with this.
Day 14. And I
We-
think we can wrap it up. So, I was Devin,
Tyler?
Ian.
Peter.
Mark?
and this is sponsored by Nobody. Signing off.